Welcome to the City of Hartford's Municipal Update with Stephen Volkert. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Being our city administrator, we have been creating our quarterly updates, and we're in our third quarter. One of the hot topics that has been out and about in the news is this next generation housing initiative. And it is just the title of it. It doesn't mean that it would be for the next generation 18, 19, 20-year-olds. It's for anyone.
Right.
And this came forward to the council, and it has been rejected at this time with what was being planned. Where is this going forward?
Yeah. So actually, it's kind of taken on a life of its own, and it has sprawled out in like 4 or 5 different ways. But one of the ways is that we're looking at existing lots that are in the city and developable, in other words, buildable today, and looking at possibly working with a developer or builder to build homes in that price range, right? So the concept is we built homes that are in the range of $320 to $420 that fit the next generation model. When we talk about next generation, that is the name of the county's program. Under this situation, we would not have anything to do with the county, at least early on. Concept does not include the county. But anyway, so we might look to model it in different areas throughout the city.
Okay.
Which, of course, if we generate another 2 dozen homes within that price range, that'll, of course, do what we want to do, right?
Right.
Give a house of that price range to somebody who's looking to move to the community or move up or move down. And as you mentioned before, it's not just for those that are teenagers or 20-year-olds. This could be for senior citizens who have a $500,000 house and they're looking to downsize. They could have a family that's currently in a $130,000 house they bought a while ago, and now they want to increase to a brand new house. So it'll be open to everybody and anybody.
Okay,
but
great.
again, the price range is really the key part to that. If we can get someone to do houses at $320 to $420, even $300 to $400,000, that will kind of, in essence, accomplish one of the major goals of next generation housing.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, you will be getting bids from contractors on building these affordable homes.
Yeah, so what we're looking to do is actually just put together the two parties. So we're looking to do, the city will not actually have anything to do with it. It will be HADC working with builders, and then finding properties that are shovel ready to build on.
Great.
And putting those two together.
Okay. That seems like a good next step.
Yeah, and then a part of the next generation housing that, as we saw it originally in the plan for the 65 acres in the industrial park, included some multifamily too. So apartments and duplexes, triplexes, townhomes, things like that. We are still working with some developers who have done apartments in the city and might try to twist their arm, so to speak, not literally, but to do some more, to add on to their existing inventory that they have in the city, because obviously there's need for it. All the apartments, for the most part, in the city of Hartford are taken. And that's not just a Hartford thing, that's a Washington County thing, as the report showed. So again, getting some more multifamily apartments in there, duplexes, and then, of course, along with the single-family homes.
Okay, good to know. We have green space in the city, and that green space are considered parkland for the city. Some of the parks have been developed, some of them have not. Some of them are slated on the year project for 5 years down the road, and one of these coming up right now is going to be the park in the Borland Farms subdivision. And I would like to let our citizens know what their rights are for being the landowner that would abut a park, and where park structure, playground items can be placed.
Yeah, so the park you're talking about is Homestead Park, and of course that was a part of the Corp plan. That's the park plan that is created every 5 years, every 10 years in some communities. And when we develop that corp plan, which by the way, we're updating our next corp plan in the 2024 season, we have several meetings, public meetings, in which we talk about, hey, our next park is going to be this park and that park and this
Okay.
park. And so the general public is urged to attend these meetings, okay?
Right.
Now, maybe you don't live up in that area of Homestead Park, but maybe you have some insight of what you'd like to see, because maybe you're a big pickleballer, okay? I'm just making this up. I don't know that you are or not. But anyways, somewhere you would like to see pickleball courts, and that's kind of one of the big things people are asking for. How come we don't have individual pickleball courts versus adapting a tennis court to pickleball? You have the right, as a taxpayer, to come and talk about any park in this city, not just those that you abut with your personal with your private property. So, but once the plan is put into place and the corp plan is put together, it gets passed by the council. There's a public hearing.
Okay.
So people can come and talk about it,
Okay.
and hey, I live by Willowbrook, I live by Woodlawn, I would like to see more of this, or I'd like to
Okay.
see more of that. So they have several times in which they can come and talk. When they're designing the plan is the time in which you really should be.
Okay.
Once it gets to the council, it's assumed that everybody has gotten a chance to look at it.
Right.
And plus, all the plans are online, and so you can look at it any time. Now, once you get to the point where construction starts, the plan's already in place,
Right.
the money's already
Right.
there, it's
Yeah.
assumed that everyone has seen it and done it. But you can't then say, oh, I didn't know.
So with ending that
Yeah,
sentence,
yeah.
how can they find out when these meetings are and where they're being held?
We spend a lot of money when we do the court plans to make a public forum about it. And we actually have a meeting over at the rec center where we put around the whole room all the plans for all the parks, and you can come around and you can say, I like this, I don't like that, and you go around the whole room of all the parks.
Where are the meetings advertised? That they're gonna
Yeah, it'll be
Just be on
on public television, it'll be
Okay.
on the radio, it'll be in, everything that we do has to be in the press of which the official newspaper of the city, right, by state law. We have to publicize this, so it would be in the daily news,
Okay.
Washington County Daily News. But we put it on Facebook, we put it on, I mean, it's exhausting how many places we ask
Okay.
to come to a public
And
hearing.
it's on the city website.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. And not only that, but all the plans will be on the city website. So,
Okay.
it's much like when individuals will buy a house next to an industrial park and say, I'm surprised that there's sound at night and there's smoke. I mean, there's no smoke much coming in anymore. They're surprised after the fact. I'm like, didn't you realize that when you moved next to a industrial park?
Right.
And next to a school?
Right.
Living right next to a school sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Because your kids can walk across the street like mine did when they were growing up. But there's a lot going on at schools late at nights and very early in the morning.
Right.
But you can't tell the school, you can't run that because that's that way.
Okay.
So it's unfortunate people that after the fact, they realize what they got into. But
Okay. Well, I appreciate that information. Sidewalk repairs are something that our city's pretty good about managing. A while back, there was a big initiative to be shaving down concrete that was heaving, and that was happening quite a bit around the city. How is that going? And
Yeah.
then to follow up with, if someone would have a complaint or would like their sidewalk repaired, how do they go about that?
yeah, so okay, first and foremost, the sidewalk is the responsibility of the owner of the property. Okay, so in essence, you own the sidewalk in front of your house. If at any point in time it has to be fixed or repaired, it is cracked, or basically the rule of thought is if it's a trip hazard for ADA compliance, you have to then make the adjustment. Now, you as a homeowner will be notified by the city. We inspect 1/10 of the city every year. And if we're doing your neighborhood and we find out that you've got a cracked slab of sidewalk. Sidewalks are normally 4x4 or 6x6, depending upon if it's a bike trail or a normal sidewalk. If you have a block that is affected, it's cracked, it's heaving, it's got a trip hazard, we'll notify you and we'll actually mark the spot and say, here are you have 3 slabs that need to be repaired or replaced. You can either A, do it yourself with a permit, or B, you can have us come and do it, and then we will special assess you. And so again, every year we go through this process of a different section of the city. Also, by the way, if you ever built but didn't put a sidewalk in, and we do require sidewalks on both sides of the street for, again, ADA compliance and to help with individuals, pedestrians, walking in your neighborhood, especially kids. We'll notify you and say, again, you have to put the sidewalk in. I know you didn't expect this, but again, this is per the local ordinances. And then again, you'll be given a quote as to what that will cost. And again, you can get it done yourself, or you can do it yourself with or C, you basically let us know and we will have someone come do it. So if someone is having a trip hazard, they can either A, contact a private company to come and actually mud jacket to bring it up to back where it was, or again, shave it on occasions. Shaving only works if it's truly just small. But a lot of times it's actually removing what's underneath there. A lot of times what it is tree roots will help, will heave sidewalks. But again, if you can't do it, you don't have the capabilities to do it, you don't do a lot of flat work on your side, you can contact the city and we will actually help bring somebody in. But again, you'll get special assessed for that.
So if they were going to contact the city, would they call City Hall? Would they contact
Yeah, they can contact city.
DPW?
Nope, they can contact City Hall. The engineering department handles the sidewalk project every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Currently, there are some employment opportunities to work for the city of Hartford. I'd like to talk about those jobs, and then if there ever is an eligibility list for certain departments or all areas.
Yeah. So it depends upon the job as far as the eligibility list. Police and fire are the only groups that have eligibility lists. It's because they're in essence considered to be always looking, and also eligibility can be based on testing of eligibility. So while you might have you open up your eligibility list and you test everybody out in several different tests. It can be physical, a psychological test, can be a written test of knowledge, it can be several different things. And then they rank them for the eligibility list. You were ranked number 1 or you ranked number 7. I smile when I say that because today eligibility lists are much more shallow than they used to be, 20, 30 years ago.
Sure.
But anyways, the other jobs that we have open, like for instance, right now we have a deputy clerk position that is open. The library director is open right now. We have a part-time job in the CDA, which is a building maintenance position, cleaning, that kind of thing. So there are jobs available. They're always posted on a city website.
Okay.
And you can, if you see a posting, either in the Daily News or some other means, it'll refer you back to our website.
Okay.
To get more information on that. And I also invite people to look on our website. We also have videos on why you'd want to come to work for the city of Hartford.
Okay.
That's brand new that we just recently added. It's a recruitment tool that we have. But yeah, take a look at that. Send in your application. Make sure to follow the directions, which is a resume, references in most jobs, and then also, of course, the application to fill out. We have our own application to fill out. You fill that out, get that in, and then we process it from there.
All right.
So yeah, a lot of opportunities. We have an aging workforce, we'll say, and so most of our people that are leaving because of retirement. But on occasion, we will have people that will move out of the area and find jobs elsewhere. Take a look at what we have to offer. Take a look at that video. I think it's pretty cool. And even if you want to give us a call, we'd love to talk about it and find out more information of what's important to you your next job, we'd love to talk to you about it.
And what would that phone number be?
You can call me, or and my number is 262-673-8204.
Okay.
Or call the department directly, like the library director, of course, could talk to you about the position of her position that's
Sure.
coming open. Or the clerk, our city clerk, Shanna Corralcamp, can talk to you more about the deputy clerk position. So, yeah, a lot of great positions. I think people, I mean, from everything, at least I hear in exit interviews, they loved working here with the people that we have here. Very family-oriented group, so we're happy to have that.
Great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And to our viewers, as always, thank you for watching.